Hello, my friend. I pray that this finds you well from wherever and whenever you're tuning in. So, we just celebrated Martin Luther King Day here in the United States. And it was Dr. King's dream that a day would come when a man would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And today I want to talk to you briefly about the burden of inferiority and the burden of superiority. I can relate to both. On the inferiority side, I am an immigrant from what is considered a third world country. I am a black man living in the United States. I live with a physical handicap, and so I've had my fair share of being treated as less than. And sometimes it's my own perceptions of myself, because when you hear external voices that tell you one thing over a long time, your own voice starts to internalize that same message, and it's not long before you are your own worst self critic. And what about you? Maybe you can relate to being treated as less than. If you're a woman, let's just face it, we live in a world that has historically treated men as better. Maybe it's on account of your social economic status or your level of education. Hopefully, each one of us can relate with either being treated or feeling less than, depending on maybe the circumstance. But let's flip the script. I can relate to times when I have maybe felt better than another, even if not consciously, at a subconscious level. Maybe it was because I was more educated, or my social economic status was a little better. Maybe it was because of my political beliefs and affiliations, or maybe because of my faith. Sometimes Christians, we think that we are better than others. But you see, both inferiority and superiority are two sides of the same sword. They are both fueled by insecurity. When we are inferior, we are insecure in the sense that we feel that we are less than another, and we fail to recognize our true worth that is not dependent on comparison with another, but based on the fact that we are created in the image of God with infinite potential. On the flip side, when we tend to feel superior, it's also fueled by insecurity. Rather than resting in our true identity, in that we're children of God and that's where our worth ultimately comes from, we feel the need to compare and compete with another. And a lot of times, superiority has to be enforced through oppression and putting down another. After all, we have to prove that we are better than them, right? And so, my friend, it is my prayer that, in the words of Dr. King, that we will make the conscious choice not to judge others by the color of their skin, by their gender, by their religion, by their politics, by whatever external criteria, but instead by the content of their character. And maybe we can even take it a step deeper, where we see everybody as the child of God that they really, really are. Because you see, your worth was never meant to be predicated upon your relationship to another human being, but rather your relationship, oneness, and connection to the ultimate being, God Himself. Until next time, my friend, the Lord bless you and keep you. Bye bye.